Alright, hey guys, listen, I'm starting a new thing on my channel now where I'm going to judge who I believe is the best reviewer on YouTube. Let's get started.
I tell you what you need to know. Who am I? I'm Adam Timmo.
Okay, so, unlike most people who start off really small with these kinds of big lists, I'm going to start off right into the action and judge probably the most popular critics who I'm going to be judging for this, and those are Jahns and Chris Stuckmann. I'm going to be judging in 5 categories, which I'll show you in a second, and may the best man win. But this is going to be tough because both of these guys are great reviewers. I love them both, subscribe to them, so it's going to be tough for me to choose the best, but I'm going to do it anyway because this is a list I like to do. Before I start, just so you know, this isn't going to involve my opinions on how they feel about certain movies or anything, because I don't think that's really fair, because people have different opinions. So I'm just going to judge on these 5 things that I'm doing. Let's get started. Alright, so for background, I don't mean what's actually in the background, I mean how well it's used for their videos. The background for Chris Stuckmann, he has a great background, he has a lot of cool stuff in there, it's nice to see. But Jahns, I just think he uses his background better. Because with nothing really in his background, it's really all just red stuff and all. You're a lot more focused on him that way. And so, as great as Stuckmann's background is, I'll have to give this point to Jeremy. A reviewer has to have a theme. I mean, it's kind of what makes you realize who they are and stuff. It's what you think when you hear their names and all. And in terms of theme, it's a tough one because they both have really great themes. If I had to choose one, I'd probably have to go with Chris Stuckmann's, because I just think it's a lot more interesting the way it's done. Jahns is a little too simple for me. Nothing against him or anything, it's fine, it works. But if I have to choose, I'm going with Chris. Can I look? I love watching Chris's videos. They're great. They're entertaining enough. But this has to go to Jeremy. I mean, come on. His videos are a lot more entertaining. He's a lot more energetic in them. He seems to have a lot more fun when he's doing it. So, as much as I love Chris for this, I have to go with Jeremy. Of course, in order to be a reviewer, you're also a critic. But who does a better job as a critic, I'm saying here? Because, you know, reviewers sometimes can be a little more on, is it fun? Which I don't really see as a valid criticism or appraisal or anything. So as a critic, Jeremy does a great job. He does the best he can and all. You know, he has his own opinion and stuff. But this has to go to Chris. Overall, he is definitely the better critic. And so, that's the point for Chris. Okay, so it's 2-2 right now. That means this last thing is going to be the decider. We're about to find out who's the better reviewer. Let's see. This is a really tough one because they're both such likable people. That has to do if you're a reviewer. You have to be likable as a person. And so it's really tough for me to judge who's more likable. Because I like Chris a lot. I like Jeremy a lot. They both have a lot of energy what they do. They both love what they do. If I have to say it, and I might get some hate for this, but I'm saying it, I go Jeremy. For me, he's the more likable person, if just slightly, so he gets the point. I still love Chris. I'm not saying I don't. He's still a great guy, great reviewer, definitely worth subscribing to if you're not already. But for me, Jeremy Jahns is the better reviewer overall, so he wins this round, and he gets to move on. Okay, so that's all for this video. Please tune in for my next one of these, which should be sometime next week. It's going to be Beyond the Trailer versus Feud Nation. Okay, those both don't actually have people in the title, but they both have one person working on each. So they're going to be next week. Please look forward to that. Please watch it. I'm going to make more of these overall, and then by the end, I'm going to have one person crowned the best reviewer on YouTube, at least in my opinion. As a reviewer, okay. So, if you like this video, please subscribe, and of course, join the Tim Army.